Walter Delamere was born in 1873 and died in 1956. His poem, The Listeners, was first published in 1912. Delamere is famous for his ghost stories and children's literature, and his knack for writing about the paranormal is evident in this poem. Let me read it for you. "Is there anybody there?" said the traveller, knocking on the moonlit door. And his horse in the silence champed the grasses of the forest's ferny floor. And a bird flew up out of the turret above the traveller's head. And he smote upon the door again a second time. "Is there anybody there?" he said. But no one descended to the traveller. No head from the leaf-fringed sill leaned over and looked into his grey eyes, where he stood, perplexed and still. But only a host of phantom listeners that dwelt in the lone house then stood listening in the quiet of the moonlight to that voice from the world of men, stood thronging the faint moonbeams on the dark stair that goes down to the empty hall, hearkening in an air stirred and shaken by the lonely traveller's call. And he felt in his heart their strangeness, their stillness, answering his cry, while his horse moved, cropping the dark turf, neath the starred and leafy sky. For he suddenly smote on the door, even louder, and lifted his head. "Tell them I came, and no one answered, that I kept my word," he said. Never the least stir made the listeners, though every word he spake fell echoing through the shadowiness of the still house, from the one man left awake. Aye, they heard his foot upon the stirrup, and the sound of iron on stone, and how the silence surged softly backward when the plunging hoofs were gone. There is so much that I love about this poem. The first, of course, is the atmosphere, the moonlit night, the lone abandoned house, and the silence, broken only by the lonely traveller. I am not someone brave enough to read ghostly literature, but this poem is so beautiful that it seems to belong to some other genre altogether. The next thing that I loved is how the phantoms in the house seem to hang on to every word that the traveller says. It is as if they, having not met a living soul in quite a while, do not want to miss a single word. Sadly, it reminds me of the loneliness of old age, and how a visit by anyone is an event to cherish. I also loved how the traveller, receiving no answer, still left a message. It was as if he was able to perceive the unseen, unheard, forgotten phantoms within the mansion. I found this communication between the realm of the living and the dead very touching. He knew there was someone there listening to him, and he trusted them to pass on his message to an unknown someone. And finally, I loved how Delamere wrote, "The silence surged softly backward. The traveller came and broke through the fog of silence. And as he left, the silence, almost a living thing, crept back to take its place." It's a beautiful poem. You must read it.